Good afternoon, all of you. This is public speaking class. So let's start today's class. So today we are going to discuss about public speaking business communication. So what is the importance of public speaking in business communication? So as we have already discussed that public speaking requires some kind of research, some kind of confidence, and you have to increase your confidence when you are going to speak publicly. And in business also, there is a great scope of public speaking. So if you have a business or you own one company, you should have the courage to like face audience, and you should know how to face your audience. What are the strategy? What are the things you have to speak about your audience? You should know. So business communication is a very important thing, and in public speaking is very important in business communication. So let's see. So what is public speaking? Public speaking also called oration, oratory. It is an art. Oratory means how you speak. It's the process of communicating information to a live audience. The type of information communicated is deliberately structured to inform, persuade, and entertain. Many people fear they suffer from a public speaking weakness and lack the will to master the skill. This guide will give you some helpful tips. So public speaking is called the oration or oratory. It's the process of communicating information to a live audience. So this type of information communicated is deliberately structured to inform, persuade, and entertain. So many people fear they suffer from a public speaking weakness. It's very common and lack the will to master the skill. This guide will give you some helpful tips. The great public speaking consists of three components. What are the components? Style, substance, and impact. So what is a style? Masterfully constructed by using words to create text that is both beautiful to hear and read. Substance, a centralized theme to appeal and inspire the audience values and ideals. Impact, impactful by changing opinions, minds, and hearts. An impactful oration results in lingering effect on the audience. So you should know the style of speaking, masterfully constructed by using words to create text that is both beautiful to hear and read. Substance, a centralized theme to appeal and inspire the audience's values and ideals. Impactful by changing opinions, minds, and hearts. An impactful oration results in a lingering effect on the audience. This should be there. The importance of public speaking. Public speaking is one of the most important skills that an individual can learn. For example, consider the monumental impact of the following two public speeches. Okay, so this is one public speech, Franklin D. Roosevelt's Pearl Harbor address to the nation. So on December 8, 1941, Franklin D. Roosevelt delivered an electrifying speech declaring war on Japan and assuring Americans that the United States would achieve victory. Imagine the uneasiness of every American family knowing that their world was about to change. The reaction of Congress solidified a very real and exceptional delivered speech. The speech brings every listener to a very critical moment in history. In this speech, Franklin D. Roosevelt delivered a speech where he declared a war on Japan assuring Americans that the United States would achieve victory. So it's a very important speech you can understand. Imagine the uneasiness of every American family knowing that the world was about to change. The reaction of Congress solidified a very real and exceptional delivered speech. The speech brings every listener to a very critical moment in history. Now, second is Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. So on August 28, 1963, Martin Luther Jr. delivered a speech to end racism in the United States and for civil and economic rights. This sterling example of great public speaking was a defining movement of the civil rights movement. So in that speech, he declared an end of racism in the United States and for civil and economic rights. So this example of great public speaking was a defining movement of the civil rights movement. So which resulted in the passing of the Civil Rights Act. Giving African Americans equal treatment. It is considered one of the greatest pieces of oratory in American history. The greatest public speeches in the world motivated people during dark times, gave hope in times of despair, provided courage and inspired millions, and changed the course of history. Now that the importance of public speaking and its impact on others are understood, let us understand the importance of good public speaking in a business setting. So it's very obvious that public speakers have motivated people during dark times. So gave hope in the time of despair, provided courage and inspired millions and changed the course of history. Now that the importance of public speaking and its impact on others are understood, let us understand the importance of good public speaking in a business setting. The importance of public speaking in business. In business, public speaking falls into several major categories. External speeches, these are delivered to investors, suppliers, and other parties that don't directly work for the company. Internal speeches, these are delivered to employees in the form of a town hall kind of address or an all hands meeting. So meetings and presentation, three kinds of public speaking is there. External speeches is what? These are delivered to investors, suppliers, and other parties that don't directly work for the company. Internal speeches are delivered to employees in the form of town hall, kind of address or an all-hands meeting. Meeting and presentations are much less formal than the above two types of speeches and occur more frequently. Having good public speaking skills at an internal meeting can be very important for your career. Public speaking is important in a business context for several reasons. Gathering employees, shareholders, customers of the public together requires time. There should be a good reason to do so. Therefore, this is an important opportunity to inspire, inform, persuade, re-excite the audience about a certain idea. The public speaking of an individual gives an impression of the company For example, if a CEO delivers a bad speech, the audience may conclude that the company has lackluster leadership. The company is a waste of time, or the company is not putting in the effort to be successful. Good public speaking sparks innovation and opportunities. For example, a well delivered speech in a board meeting room can inspire organizational change and push the company in another direction. Every major business decision starts with a good public speech or group discussion. So employees, shareholders, customers, they want a good public speaker. If the speaker or the like any important person for the company speech give bad speech, they will have a bad impression about the company. So good public speaking sparks innovation and opportunities. For example, a well-delivered speech in a board meeting room can inspire organizational change and push the company in another direction. Way to improve public speaking skills with preparation and practice. Any individual can be great at public speaking. Here are some things to take into consideration. To plan accordingly, tools such as Monroe's motivated sequence and the rhetorical triangle can help plan a public speech. So we have already discussed that you need some research, some plan before going to speak. So you have to plan accordingly, like tools such as Monroe's motivated sequence and rhetorical triangle can help plan a public speech. In addition, starting with something interesting, such as storytelling, can be a powerful opener in public speaking. So understand the structure of the public speech and the impact you want it to make on your audience. A strong public speech is not something that is written and delivered in a day. So it takes days to prepare and plan effective oration. So it's not possible to plan 5 minutes before the speaking, but like sometimes if the situation is like the situation demands you have to do that, but you need a long practice, proper plan before an effective oration. Oration means public speaking. Practice public speaking. A good speech cannot be delivered without practice. So record yourself delivering your speech and notice your tone of voice, your body language, and body stance. So when you are practicing, ask yourself the following questions. So you can do one thing. You can you can record your voice, your public speaking, or you can stand in front of the mirror and speak. You can understand by yourself only where do you lack. Like, are you speaking properly? Do you is there any lack of self confidence? Then you can act accordingly. So you can see these things. Is your tone of voice controlled? Are you putting greater emphasis on important words? Are you using a lot of filler words such as like, does your body language correlate with what you are trying to convey? Do you look confident? Do you have a power stance? All these things you need to know. Engage with the audience. A good oration should not be one-sided. It's important to get your audience engaged. The audience should be able to feel your power and presence. For example, words such as I think or maybe limit the power that the speaker has. So instead, use words such as actually or in fact. So introduce pauses in your oration to not only slow yourself down, but to give the audience a chance to think about what you have said. A narration that is delivered too first incites confusion and ambiguity. So you have to first you have to practice. Then like you have to see these things, that is your voice controlled, you have the proper confidence, you have the power stance, you are not using the filler words. Then you have to see you are engaging your audience. The good oration should not be one-sided. So when you are talking, you have to engage your audience also. The audience should be able to feel your power and presence. For example, words such as I think or maybe limit the power that the speaker has. Instead, use words such as actually or in fact. So you can introduce pauses in an oration to not only show yourself down, but to give the audience a chance to think about what you have said. So an oration that is delivered too first incites confusion and ambiguity. So you have to like connect with the audience. You have to uh, engage the audience with your speech so that the audience can relate something. You can tell some personal story for that. You should not be so fast when you are speaking. You should give some pause. So when an oration that is delivered too fast, it like may sound that you are confused and you don't know it properly. Maintain a confident mindset. Public speaking in front of others can understandably be nerve-wracking. So we often envision something terribly happening, such as an awkward pause or forgetting what you were going to say. However, it is important to know that these thoughts cause us to be more nervous than we really should be. So stop thinking about your nervousness and fear and instead develop a winning mindset. So be confident in yourself and do not self-sabotage. So maintain a confident mindset when you are speaking. Overcome the fear of public speaking. So here are some tips for overcoming the fear of public speaking, like organize your thoughts and materials, practice and prepare your speech, eliminate your fear and failure by being confident in yourself, watch your facial expressions and body language in front of the mirror, record yourself and get used to your voice and speaking style, deliver your speech to another person, do some deep breathing and stay hydrated before speaking, incorporate strategic pauses to help regain composure and reduce anxiety. Do not memorize your speech, rather remember key points. So it's not possible that you memorize your whole speech. So you can put some key points and you can remember that. So what we discussed how you can overcome the fear of public speaking. These are some points you can note it down. Maintain a confident mindset. Engage with the audience. Practice public speaking. Ways to improve your public speaking, you have to plan accordingly. There are three kinds of speeches: external, internal, and meeting presentations. So did you understand? Do you have any query till now? Okay, so I will end the session here. Thank you.